Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you love understanding human behavior, psychology, and the hidden patterns of life, then you are absolutely in the right place. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Curious Mind with Payal. Today we are going to talk about something very powerful, how childhood shapes adult personality. Have you ever wondered why some people are confident while others struggle with self doubt? Why some people trust easily and others fear relationship? The answer often beings in childhood. Our early experiences, the love we received, the word we heard, the environment we grew up in, all creates an invisible blueprint. And that blueprint quietly shape our thoughts, emotions, behavior, and personality as adult. Because childhood is not just a memory, it is the foundation of who we become. So stay with me till the end and let's explore this powerful journey together only on the Curious Mind with Payal. Now let's understand something very important, why childhood really matters. Did you know that 80 to 90% of brain development happens before the age of 6? Yes, that means most of our brain wiring is done when we are very small children. During this time, our brain creates neural pathway which are likely teeny roads inside our brain, and these early roads becomes our default settings for life. For example, if a child grows up in love and support, their brain learns safety and confidence. But if a child grows up in a fear or constant criticism, their brain may learn anxiety or self doubt. Early memories also become the root of our emotional control, how we handle anger, sadness, stress, or relationship. Many times it connects back to childhood experience. And the most important thing, your personality is not something you are simply born with. It is built slowly, piece by piece, through experiences, environment, and relationship. So, childhood is not just a small chapter of life, it is the foundation of who we become as adults. Now let's about something very interesting, the blueprint of behavior. There is a simple truth. Every adult behavior has a childhood root. Let me explain this in an essay way. First comes experience. If a child receives consistent care, love, and physical safety during early years, their brain feels secure, they feel protected and valued. Then these experiences create an internal beliefs. The child start believing the world is safe, I am worthy of love. And what happens next? That belief shapes adult behavior. As adults, they show confidence, they set healthy boundaries, they show empathy toward others. So you see, behavior does not appear suddenly, it follows us a pattern. Experience, belief, behavior. If early experiences are positive, adult behavior is usually healthy. If early experiences are painful, adult behavior may show fear, insecurity, or emotional struggle. That is why child is called the blueprint, because it designs how we react, love, trust, and live. Now let's talk about something that affect almost every relationship in our life, attachment style. Attachment style are the emotional pattern we develop in childhood based on how our caregivers treated us, and these patterns follow us into adulthood. These are four main types. First, secure attachment. This person is comfortable with intimacy, they trust other easily and are emotionally strong. Why? Because in childhood they usually experienced consistent love and safety. Second is anxious attachment. This person fear abandonment. They constantly need reassurance and validation. These often develop when love was inconsistent, sometimes available, sometimes not. And third is avoidant attachment. This person avoids emotional closeness. They act very independent and don't like depending on others. Usually they learn in childhood that expressing emotions was not safe or accepted. And fourth is fearful attachment. This person wants closeness but is also afraid of getting hurt, so they feel confused. They push people away but also crave love. This often comes from painful or traumatic early experiences. So as you can see, the way we connect in adult relationship is deeply connected to our childhood bonding, And the powerful part is once we understand our attachment style, we can start healing and building healthier relationship. Now let's talk about something that directly shapes a child's personality, parenting styles and their outcome. Psychologists have identified four main parenting styles and each style create different adult traits. First, authoritative parenting. This style has high warmth and high structure. Parents are loving but also set clear rules. Children raised this way usually grow into adults with high confidence, good self control, emotional balance. This is considered the healthiest parenting style. Second is authoritarian parenting. This style has low warmth but high rules, very strict, less emotional connections. Children often grows into adults who may experience anxiety, low self-esteem, or sometimes rebellion because they followed rules out of fear, not understanding. And third is permissive parenting. This style has high warmth but no rules, very loving but no boundaries. As adults, these children may struggle with lack of discipline, poor self-control, feeling entitled because they were not taught limits. And fourth is neglectful parenting. This style has no warmth and no rules. Emotional and physical needs are often ignored. As adults, they may develop trust issues, social withdrawal, difficulty forming close relationships. So, as we can see, parenting is not just about love, it is about balance between warmth and structure. And again, childhood experiences silently shape adult personalities. Now let's look at something very interesting, the correlation between early support and adult confidence. This chart shows sample data about how early emotional support affects confidence level in adulthood. As you can see, the higher the early support, the higher the adult confidence. Children who received love, encouragement, and emotional safety tend to grow into confident adults. But when early support is low, confidence level often decrease. This is called correlation. It means two things are connected. So here, early support and adult confidence move together. But remember, correlation does not always mean direct causation. Many others factor like education, friendships, life experiences and self growth also play a role. However, early support creates a strong foundation. So again, we see the same message: childhood experiences don't disappear, they quietly influence our self belief and confidence for years. Now we are going a little deeper. Let's talk about the inner child within. Have you ever reacted strongly to something small? Maybe sudden anger, sudden sadness, or feeling hurt very quickly. And later you think, why did I react like that? Here's the truth. Sometimes it's not the adult you are reacting, it's your inner child. When you feel an irrational, emotional burst, it is often your younger self reacting to an old wound. Triggers are like arrows, they point toward unhealed emotional spots from childhood. For example, if someone ignores you and you feel deeply rejected, maybe it connected to a childhood moments when you felt unseen. But here's the powerful part. Awareness is the first step. When you notice your trigger, you create separations. You realize I am not the wounded child. I am the adult observing the child. And once you observe, you can heal. So healing your inner child is not about blaming the past. It is about understanding it and choosing growth. Now let's talk about something very important, conditioning. Many people think trauma is only about what happened to you. But trauma is not just the event, it is how your nervous system adapted to survive. For example, if a child grows up in a criticism, they may become overly perfect. If a child grows up feeling unsafe, they may become hyper alert or anxious. These are survival adaptations. When there are cracks in childhood support like emotional neglect, inconsistency, or fear, it can create structural weaknesses in adult self esteem. Just like this broken wall in the image, if the foundation is weak, cracks appear later. And here is the most powerful line: conditioning is like a pencil line. drawn over your true self. It is not who you really are, it is what you learn to become in order to survive. But the good news is, what is learned can also be unlearned. When we become aware of our conditioning, we slowly erase that pencil line and reconnect with our authentic self. Now comes the most important question: can we rewrite the script? The answer is yes. This is where neuroplasticity comes in. Neuroplasticity means your brain can change. Your brain is like paper. The early lines drawn in childhood may be deep, but new lines can still be written. Even if you learn fear, you can learn safety. Even if you learn self doubt, you can learn confidence. Self awareness works like an eraser. When you become aware of your limiting beliefs, I'm not good enough, I always fail, I don't deserve love, you begin to erase those old pencil marks. But remember, change is slow. It does not happen overnight. It happens through repetitions, healthy habits, supportive relationship, and sometimes therapy. Science proves that the brain forms new neural pathway when we consistently practice new thoughts and behavior. So you are not stuck, you are not broken, you are rewritable, and that is powerful. Now that we understand conditioning and neuroplasticity, let's talk about something powerful: the path to healing. First, therapy. Therapy is like unpacking a bag you did not even know you were carrying. Sometimes we walk through life with emotional weight from childhood. Therapy helps us open that bag safely. Second, journaling. Journaling means translating silent emotions into words. When you write your feelings, they become clearer and lighter. Third, self compassion. This is very important. Treat yourself the way you would treat a child who is hurting. Speak kindly to yourself. Be patient with your growth. And fourth, boundary setting. Boundaries protect your adult energy. It is okay to say no. It is okay to protect your peace. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you before who you were before the hurt. And remember, small steps every day create deep transformation. Think of it like this: childhood is the blueprint, but you are the architect. You get to redesign, rebuild, and redefine who you are starting right now. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious and stay kind.